Congratulations! You have your Seint makeup and you're going to apply it for the very first time. Let's do it together. Throw your colors in your compact. I love to put them in order of how I apply them. And honestly, it changes for me. So do whatever works for you. This back doesn't come off. The tins are magnetic, so they're just going to plop in there wherever you want them to go. And I'm going to show you the easiest way to apply. Now, you have maybe seen me put my makeup on with my finger and then blend it after the fact. I don't really recommend doing that. People tend to get more of an even look that they love by applying with the brush. Now, when you tap into the product, you're just going to use the tiniest tap, just the littlest, tiniest amount. You shouldn't be sweeping into the product at all. So just a little tiny tap. And when we do our forehead, we're going to do our contour on our forehead just like a rainbow. I also love to put a little bit into the sides of my forehead. But everybody's face shape is different. So if you've got a really thin forehead, don't worry about putting any up there. You can just put a little bit in the sides. But for most of us, it's going to be a rainbow, a little bit into the temples. Now, when we do our cheekbone, you're going to put it right on top of the cheekbone. And if you draw your eye down, you're just not going to pass that area. So don't come into this front part of your face. So we're going to just tap that right on the cheekbone. Let's do it again. It's okay if it looks sloppy because we're going to blend it in just a second. And then our jawline, I like to pull my jaw forward a little bit and run it right along the jawline. I'm going to skip all the fine details of things and just focus on these easy steps right now. Let's review. We've got our contour in a giant 3. Forehead, cheekbone, jawline. Now I've probably matched you to a brightening highlight. You're going to take that color and you're just going to tap it into the very inner corner of your eyes and the outer corner of your eyes. And you can see how minimally I'm applying this, just the tiniest amount, especially around the eyes because that skin is so delicate. You really don't want to be packing on product around there. This is all that you need. If you want to brighten up the T-zone, you can put it down the bridge of your nose, in your Cupid's bow, or on your chin. That lighter color is going to bring things forward. So if you want your chin to look a little bit more pronounced, you can definitely put a little bit right there. But for me, I like to just keep it in those 2 spots. And now we're going to fill the gap with our main highlight. It's so simple. Again, you're just going to take a little teeny tiny tap and start tapping it on your face. You can apply it just like this and then blend after the fact, or you can blend as you go. Okay, so I'm just kind of tapping this on my face, filling those gaps. You can see just a little tiny bit. It shouldn't look like you are caking on any type of product. You can see how minimally I'm putting it on. Then we're just going to take our brush and we're just going to do, I like to call it like little kisses. We're just doing little tiny taps on our face. Go through and do the light color first. Less is best. I literally can't say that enough. You want to just put the smallest amount on your face. And it's buildable. So if you ever feel like you need a little bit more, you can definitely get more. Now that we have blended that, the highlights, we're going to go through and do the contour. And you're just doing little tiny taps and that's going to blend it. If you are doing too much swiping, you can blend it right off of your face. And you don't want that. You want to have a little bit of that shadowing to give you that dimension, right? If you blend too much and you take it away, then you're going right back to the problem we're trying to avoid in looking flat and one-dimensional. So make sure you don't blend too much, but you still want it to look soft and natural. There you go. That is it. That is the easiest highlight and contour. It is super natural and pretty looking. Now we're going to add bronzer, go in with the fluffiest brush that you have. And bronzer isn't specific like contour, right? I kind of put it in this big giant C. It's going to give you an all over summer kissed glow, chin, nose, and I love to hit up my neck a little bit to bring that warmth down, especially if your face and your neck don't match. Like if your neck is a whole lot darker than your face, bronzer is a great option to kind of bridge that gap and vice versa. If your face is darker, then add some bronzer to give you some of that warmth and life back. Illuminator is really fun and it really is your preference. I like to go in with the lightest coverage brush that we have, like the blend brush. Make sure you're tapping off any excess and you're just going to lightly put that color on the high cheekbone. You want to stay out of the areas where you have a lot of texture, but my favorite places to put it on are on the high cheekbones, right here in the Cupid's bow, or on the bottom lip in the inner corner of the eye. If you're oily and you have a vanilla dust, then what you're going to do is you're just going to lightly tap that into the areas where you get oily. For a lot of us, that's really just our eyelids and our noses. There's an easy way of applying your highlight and contour with a couple of my favorite extras. I did accidentally skip the lip and cheek color, but blush looks a little bit different for everybody. Typically, it's going to go on the back ball of your cheek and sweep up, following that contour line, and then lipstick, of course. Let me bring up just a couple of troubleshooting options. You don't need a primer. You do need a moisturizer. Make sure that it's not packed with silicones. Throw that moisturizer on about 20 minutes prior to putting on your makeup. If you're putting too much makeup on, it is not gonna look good. It is not gonna feel right. Really, really playing around over the next couple of days of just using the teeniest, tiniest amount is really going to help you get the right application. Once that's down, let's take a look at the colors. If your color is looking orangey at all, then that means it's too dark. If you're feeling like it's accentuating texture, it's creasing, it doesn't feel good on the skin, that's a good indicator that you're either putting way too much on or we're shaded too light on the color. And it's easy to switch out that color. I can't wait to see your Seint selfie. I'm your girl. If you have any questions, need me at all, just reach out.